Coming to you live with all the sports action from around the UP. Welcome to Friday Night Frenzy.
Hey there, welcome to Friday Night Frenzy. I'm Jerry Taylor. Can you believe the final week of the high school football regular season is over? Time flies when you're having fun. Speaking of fun, let's get to the highlights. We begin in the Southern UP as 8-0 West Iron County took on Bark River Harris. The Whitecons were up 42-12 in the third quarter, and they added to their lead here. Andrew Peterson hauls down Jordan Sodergren in the end zone for the safety. Give the Whitecons 2 more points. The Broncos would get the ball back, and they would go to the air a lot in the second half. Sodergren puts it up. Ryan Rogers was there for the pass breakup. He probably preferred the pick, but Bark River Harris would have to punt. Late in the game, the Broncos would put together a nice drive. Hunter Methersmith would find a bit of daylight for a big gain and, more importantly, a first down. Brian Latta would find the end zone on the next play for Bark River, but West Iron County wins it 44-18. The Whitecons finish the season undefeated for the first time in school history. Congrats to the Whitecons. Just down the road from Bark River, North Central and Stevenson played a close one. First play of the game from scrimmage. Jets quarterback Rob Granquist would be looking for somebody. Unfortunately, he'd find the arms of a Stevenson defender, David Barrell. The ball would come out. The Jets pounced on it, but Stevenson would get credit for the safety. They had a 2-0 lead after the first quarter. The Eagles would get the ball back in the second, and Quentin Lukasik on second and goal would bounce it outside, and he would find pay dirt for 6. 2-point conversion good. 10-0 Eagles. The ensuing drive for North Central. Granquist looks for a receiver, decides to keep it and run, which turned out to be a pretty good decision. Granquist scores from 15 yards out. That got the Jets to within 10-7 near halftime, and North Central would end up winning this one 27-22 over Stevenson. Speaking of playoff teams, Munising defeated Lons 17-10, and the Mustangs at 6-3 are postseason bound. Austin Kelto led the Stangs with 2 touchdowns. Another team into the playoffs, Houghton, yes, Houghton. The Gremlins, for the first time since 2001, are postseason bound. After a thrilling 26-22 win over Hancock, they also won the Copper Bowl. It's a good night to be a Gremlin. Ontonagon defeats Baraga for their first win of the season, 36-22. Gogebic defeated Ironwood, 35-16. Back to the highlights. Marquette wore pink tonight as the Redmen battled top-ranked Menominee. Second quarter, the Maroons led 7-0. Here come the Redmen. Brett Place airs it out to, well, who else? Kurt Burmeister. He gets a great block there from David Bayshaw, and he would score 75 yards in the pitch and catch. That tied the game at 7. Menominee answered quickly. Justin Berlinski gets the ball, finds a seam, and Berlinski has great wheels, and Justin gets pretty good gas mileage too because he had just enough left in the tank to score on this one, 76 yards in all, and the Maroons were once again up by 7, 14-7. Marquette now with the ball. Place was back to throw again, and he overshoots his target. That's where Sean Sullivan comes up with the INT, and Menominee would eventually roll to the 51-7 win over the Redmen. The Maroons finished the regular season 9-0. Back to the boards. It was a windy one tonight at Flivert Field as Kingsford would hold on for the 28-21 win over Escanaba. Gladstone's Tyler Wells scored 3 touchdowns, but Calumet's Robert Urkla bested him by scoring 4 touchdowns as the Copper Kings won a thriller 36-32. Back to the goods, where the Patriots hosted a hungry bunch of Miners at Westwood High School. The Pats hit the ground running right out of the gate. Marquise Bajor scampers for 11 yards on the play through the right side, and that picks up the first down. Next play from scrimmage for the Patriots, Trevor Burke with the ball, and he'll throw it up on a swing pass to Tyler Harvilla, but Zane Radloff brought the hammer down on those plans, proving once again that this is football. Negaunee kept their foot on the gas the rest of the night, giving the ball to Tyler LaJoy early and often. Here's LaJoy juking and jiving down the sideline for a 78-yard sprint to the house. It was just one of 4 scores for LaJoy, who scorched the stat sheet with 270 yards on the ground. Not bad. Ryan Sergilo would add a few good more yards right there for Negaunee, and about another touchdown as Negaunee wins it in a rout, 41-0. Iron Mountain also victorious this evening, 21-6 over Norway. And Manistique would go below the bridge, and they would lose by a touchdown to Harbor Springs, 26-19. And in Bel Air, Jake Pearson for the Rockets, get this, 505 total yards of offense and 7 touchdowns. Not a bad night at the office, as the Rockets behind Mr. Pearson put up 74 points in the win over Bel Air. Well, that's all for the football portion of the show, but we still have plenty more to get to. Up next, highlights from the college hockey game in Marquette between UP rivals Michigan Tech and Northern Michigan. That's next on The Frenzy. We'll be right back. And welcome back to The Frenzy. The fiercest rivalry in all of the UP was renewed tonight on the ice. As Michigan Tech and Northern Michigan played one another, both the Huskies and the Wildcats are now once again members of the Western Collegiate Hockey Association. Let's go to the Barry Events Center. A sold-out crowd showed up to watch this one between the two rivals. 5 minutes into the game, Eric Higby out of the corner for NMU passes to Stefan Vigier for the quick one-time goal. And just like that, the Cats get a 1-0 lead. That made the Puckheads a, well, very happy bunch. Late in the first, Northern on the power play. Higby over to Brock Maschmeyer. Ping! Off the post and in. Kenneth Copley had no idea where the puck even was. And the Cats were up 2-0 on Maschmeyer's second of the season. Late in the first, Northern looking for yet another goal. Jake Johnson gets the loose puck to Dominic Shine, who gets off the shot, but Copley comes up with a huge save. On the other end, Cats goalie Matthias Dahlstrom, the freshman, stopped all 24 of Tech's shots as Northern wins it 2-0. Afterwards, here's Walt Kyle.
I didn't relax for a second until the thing was over. I mean, I have to be honest with you. They have a good hockey team. I think night in, night out, this league's going to be very competitive. I don't think that we wind up winning the game 2-0.
Once again, thanks to my buddy at ESPN 970, Casey Ford. One more note on Cats goalie Matthias Dahlstrom. His 24 saves was good enough for his first career shutout. These two teams will play Game 2 of their home-and-home series tomorrow night in Houghton. Puck drop at 7:07. It was a very quiet night in the WCHA in general. Besides the Northern Tech game, just two games were on the docket. Alabama Huntsville took one on the chin to Bemidji State as the Beavers win at 6-1. So for now, I know it's early, but Northern and Bemidji State are tied for first place in the WCHA standings, both at 1-0. Mercyhurst and Alaska just dropped the puck at the top of the hour. No score to report there. Let's go to soccer. Ferris State made the trip up to Marquette to take on the Wildcats earlier today. Midway through the first half, it was a cold and windy one down by the shores of Superior. The Bulldogs on the attack. Riley Wood on the right side sends a perfect ball up the gut to Casey Shawman. She fires on the net, but goalkeeper Alex Simmons will make a diving save for the Cats to keep Ferris off the scoreboard. Later in the half, here come the Bulldogs. Meredith Smith would step in front of the Simmons shot and deflect the ball in for the Ferris State goal. That made it 1-0 Bulldogs. With time running down in the first half, here come the Cats. Paula Hafner tries to cross the ball from the left side, but Rachel McCullum was there for the save. The Bulldogs led 1-0 at the half. Paula Hafner would score her 7th goal of the year in the second half for Northern to tie the game at 1. And that was your final score, as neither team was able to put one in after not one, but two overtime periods. In Houghton, Michigan Tech fell to the top-ranked team in all of Division II soccer, Grand Valley State 2-1. Huskies forward Dana Kasem scored Tech's lone goal in the second half. That was the first goal scored on the Lakers this season. It's pretty impressive. In other GLIAC action today, in volleyball, the Huskies and Wildcats are playing in the GLIAC Great Lakes Valley Conference crossover volleyball tournament in Aurora, Illinois. The Huskies played 2 matches today, and they fell to Drury 3-0 and St. Joseph's 3-1. Tech has one more match tomorrow against Illinois Springfield at 2 p.m. Northern Michigan had no trouble whatsoever with Southern Indiana, as the Wildcats would win it in 3 sets. Kelly Herron led NMU with 14 kills. Lena Lopes had 9 kills for the Cats. Now NMU will play 2 matches tomorrow. The first one against Missouri Science and Technology at 11 a.m. and the next one, the final one of the tournament, against Truman State at 5 p.m.